Hey, what's up, guys and gals? My name is Ricknineg. Let's do our live stream. I'm so excited because this is my first Three Stooges live stream. Some people have asked me, and I've been doing Lucy Three Stooges. I've been doing Lucy live streams for the longest time, and so I wanted to be and give the opportunity for a Stooge live stream. See if you guys can enjoy it. See if you guys maybe will learn something new and teach me something, because that's always part of the fun. I do appreciate that. So we're going to get started in just a little bit. In case you guys are new to this and how this works, it's very simple. I'm here. I am live. Now, you might be watching this after the fact, and it might not be live. So, unfortunately, I do apologize for that. But for the way that you can catch me, if you do want to catch me and never miss these, go ahead and subscribe. And right next to the subscribe button, there's a little bell icon. That little bell icon, you click on it, and you click on please notify me. And so what that'll do, whenever I go live or post a video, boom, it'll send you a little notification, a little email, a little ringtone, whatever it might be, to let you know, and you'll never miss one. So it is great and fantastic. And so, yeah, we're ready to go here. Really excited. I'm a Three Stooges fan. I love the Three Stooges. Oh, man, I can't even remember. I think that goes more to my dad because he loved the Stooges. He used to watch it in Spanish in Argentina, and that was a big deal because he had never really seen them until he came to the U.S. in English, and then he kind of showed them to me and introduced me to what they were. So in a little bit, we're going to be watching an episode right on there. It's going to be right up here on the top side of the screen. And we're going to be able to enjoy an episode, watch it. We're going to be able to ask questions. Angel is here. Thank you and welcome. And it'll be fun. It'll be fun. It'll be some Three Stooges entertainment. So let's get right to it. Sorry about the times. That's why I never like to schedule these, quote unquote, because with my work schedule, it's so sporadic that, sometimes if I schedule it, maybe I can't make it. And so I just like to do it when I'm available, if that makes sense. And that's why you get the notifications. Okay. So let's get started. Let's look at the episode, and let's get right to it. And so Sophia's here, and Michael's here as well. This episode is called, so I did a review on this episode. I don't know if it's a review you can call it. I would say it's more of a look at the facts and some of the bloopers of this episode. It's called, is it here? Yeah, okay, Ants in the Pantry. This is one of my favorite shorts. Top 20, I would say. Definitely a fun one to watch. They're so hilarious, and it's such a great little episode. What I love about these is that they're super short. Some of them are 15 minutes long. Some of them even shorter than that, 14, 15. The long ones are 17 minutes. Could you believe that? And so they are movies. They're called shorties, short movies. Hey, Jeff is here. And yeah, the reason why I like them is because, I don't know, you get a good dose. It's jam-packed full of Stooge stuff. DP53 Plante is here. And that's why I like other episodes. There's sometimes a little bit of filler if you're talking about 20 to 25-minute episodes. I think this gets into the nitty-gritty. There's no, fuss about it. They get right into it, just like this episode. They're exterminators, and they're not doing really well in business. So, hey, let's go and put some mice and bugs and stuff in a place and then go and exterminate it. So, it's pretty fun stuff. Mars is here as well, and Will. Howdy to everyone. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Now, that's the Stooges boss in this one. I'm sure if you guys are Stooge fans, you do know that Curly and Moe are real-life brothers, as well as Shemp Howard, who later came on to replace Curly after he had some health issues. So, and there was more. I believe there was another brother, Irving. I believe there were 5, and they had a sister as well. And so they were a very big Jewish family for sure. No, I Love Lucy today. Well, I had announced that we're going to do a Three Stooges one. We're doing something a little bit different. And yeah, we're going to get into some Three Stooges fun. This is some great comedy here. Are there any episodes available in Spanish? So what do you mean by that? Well, not Will. Excuse me. Michael, do you mean, can I, review them in Spanish? Because I can speak Spanish. Or, because Lucy or Three Stooges, Of course, they're made here in the U.S., so if you can clarify your question, it would be a great help so that I can try to answer it for sure. Hello, Alec. Happy Sunday to you as well. Oh, this is great. This is great. Look at these. I love it because they're brothers, and a lot of it makes more fun. Of course, Larry was not a brother. He joined way in the beginning. He was there before Curly even joined, before the shorts were happening. Look at this. Grasshoppers, moths, mice, ants. What's the one on the bottom? Chief? Checks? Something. Zach, Super Zach Bros. Super. look at him tossing the moths in the closet. This to me is another type of comedy. It's not I Love Lucy comedy. This to me is more obviously physical and slapstick, and it's like, look at this, ants on the cake. That is crazy. Oh, right, Michael. Good. You really paid attention to that. And Scott has joined us. Thank you for joining. I said my dad watched them in Spanish. You're correct. Or did I mishear you? No, you're right. I make the connection now. I'm a little slow up here. I forget what I said. No, he used to watch them in Spanish in Argentina. They were dubbed in Spanish, and that's all they played. They never played the English ones. Now here, I've seen like 5 minutes of them in Spanish, and I couldn't stand them. The voices are weird, but it does bring across the story to people who can't speak English and don't understand what's going on. So it does work, but believe me, my dad enjoys it more in English. He's like, oh, they're so much better. I know what they're talking about more. Because sometimes, with English to Spanish or Spanish to English, the essence sometimes gets lost, or some words have to be replaced that don't work well. And so, yeah, he likes it a lot more in English. So great question. Yes. Oh, I love this. They go under the bed, and then the ladies go in. Like, oh, and look, tons of moths. Oh, look at this. So I reviewed this, guys and gals. I did a facts and bloopers thing, how that moth there was held up by a wire. I mean, that's pretty funny. I love that stuff. These were meant as short subjects. Oh, I can't speak today. Short subjects before a major feature. Oh, very good, Will. Thanks for letting me know. I didn't know these were played before another feature. So wait, so in order to see a Stooge short, I needed to go watch another full-length movie? And what if I didn't want to watch that? Then I guess I just walk out, right? That's interesting. Huh. I would love to talk to some people who went to see these live. Like, I wonder how that is, or how that would be. Like, to know if people stayed for the movie or came for the movie mainly and didn't care about this. I'd like to know. It's similar to comedy, I guess, stand-up comedy, and how you have, the big, the major comedian, and then you have maybe someone open up or finish and so forth. So it's kind of interesting. I guess comedy has always been like that. Oh, look at that. She's got the mouse in her shirt. They're both doing little dances there. Oh, see, to me that's hilarious. These older, sophisticated ladies getting into stuff like that. Oh, man, that's awesome. Oh, and this is great. I like Larry because he's like the filler. He's like the glue between both of these guys. Like, he keeps everything moving. Without them, it would just be a Laurel and Hardy thing, which I don't think, oh my gosh. Which I don't think would be as crisp of a comedy. Not that Laurel and Hardy aren't great on their own. I think they are, but these guys just made it best as a trio. And yes, look at Curly. Oh my gosh. There were shorts, cartoons, and newsreels are part of the program. Cool. 23 Garcia, how are you doing? So they were 10 or 20 minutes comedy short subjects before the major movie. All right. They would have a comedy short subject, travelogue, newsreels, all before a major movie. Interesting. Well, I would just go and watch the Stooges then, because I wouldn't need a travelogue. I'd want to see this. Oh yeah. This would be my major feature here. Oh, the ladies with the sophisticated little glasses. It's all pretty and awesome. Of course, we lose a lot because a lot of what the Stooges say is verbal, which I guess you could say for I Love Lucy too, but there's a lot of physical stuff that's going on, a lot of funny things that you can also dilute from that. Now, something about Mo that he revealed was that because he was Jewish, and I believe they're more Orthodox, more conservative Jews, he had tons, just like his hair was like very, very, very long. And he got fed up of it one day, and he literally cut it himself around like a bowl with a bowl. And he thought his mom would kill him. His mom saw it and didn't say anything, and he was like, and so he just kept it. It was just his signature thing. Very interesting. I made 2 anime shorts of the Three Stooges, one Curly and one Shemp. Oh, very cool. Super Zach Bros, you must be a really, really big fan. If you made an animated short, that is crazy. Yes, true. Well, this is all 30s. Well, not, I won't say all 30s. They start in the 30s. They start in 34? 34? Yeah, 34. I should know this because I did it, but yeah, 34. And they go all the way to 50s. So they believe mid 50s, 56 or so, something like that. And yeah, so whenever I see something before happening on Lucy that kind of coincides with this, I was like, they got it from this. But then you have to remember that Stooge material, some of it was from Buster Keaton. Jules White, the director, I believe, he did some Buster Keaton things and brought things in as well. That's really interesting. There was not a huge idea of like copywriting, and I mean there was, but it wasn't huge in copywriting scenes, I guess you can say, or comedic scenes, little jokes like that. Like let's say putting cats in a piano. You could do that in another movie, and you could say, yeah, I just got that from the Stooges, but the Stooges probably got that from someone else, and so forth. You know, it's paying tribute, but they would do it in a different way. Hey, Michael, how are you? I remember the name of their final film that they made, a pilot of which was called Cook's Tour. Yes, I've heard of Cook's Tour. I haven't seen it. Oh, yes, Los Tres Chiflados. Very, very good on YouTube. You're right, which I don't know why they're called that, because it would be, the literal translation would be the Three Crazies, or the three whack jobs kind of thing. Like they're nuts. The three nutter butters. I don't know. But yeah, I guess it works for Spanish. I would always say estuches, but I don't think that's really, really correct. Oh, this is great. So she's got the mouse on her and Larry is smacking Curly. Curly is awesome. See, I think Curly would overdo it. He's the master of like overdoing and physical stuff. Although he was a large guy, he was very flexible. Look at that. It was hilarious. And then I love the fact that they use older actors that just don't mind getting, hit in the head and all that stuff. I think that is funny and hilarious, and part of what makes this show, or what makes these shorts so great. Look at that, like this. Look at that. And they start clapping along with his dance. I mean, look at him. That guy's great. He's just going along with it. I think that's fantastic. Aren't they great, Michael? Oh my gosh. I can tell you, I'm a big Shemp fan. I'm not one who says that Shemp is a step down from Curly. I do not. I think he's a different flavor. One is vanilla, one is chocolate. You like them both, or strawberry and chocolate, or pick your 2 favorite flavors. They're just different. They're just different, and they bring a different flavor to the shorts, and I love it. Oh. I think Curly brings that youthful dumbness, quote unquote, or naivete. But Shemp is the oldest. And so what he brings is the old wise man, which you would think like he's the leader. It's like, nope, he's not. He's like the dummy. And I think that's even more hilarious because it's like he should know more from everyone else and he doesn't. He's the butt of the jokes. And I love that. I love that he has long hair, gets slapped around, all that stuff. Oh, thank you, Jerry. I appreciate that. You enjoy my commentary. Well, I appreciate that. I hope I'm making the best commentary that I can do. I try my best. There were a lot of suggestive lines in this as well, which I was very surprised for the 30s. Mr. Like Cats, do you like any of their later movies with Curly Joe, like Around the World in a Daze, or Have Rocket Will Travel? I've seen snippets of it, Mr. Like Cats. I can't say that I've seen one full through. My father has. He hates them. He loves the shorts. He doesn't like the movies. I don't know. I think a lot of it has to do with the writing, the material. They've gone through so many Stooges by that time. Maybe it was past their prime. I don't know. But I'm not as excited to see those. Maybe just to see how it would be. Let me see. Yes, he is. Shemp is funny too. He is funny. What were the age ranges of the brothers? Ooh, very good question. That would be something that I would have to look up because I don't know offhand. And I could totally do that for you guys. The age range. Let me see. Let me look this up. Let me see. Stooge, Howard brothers. So most people are surprised to know that Shemp was one of the original Stooges, and that's why when people say he was a replacement, well, he was a replacement for Curly, but Curly was a replacement technically for Shemp when Shemp left before the shorts were even a thing. So that's something to note, and many people don't know that. Oh, lots of strings. I see strings. Lots and lots of strings. But, I mean, think about it. I keep messing with them and saying strings and strings, but I don't mean that as to put him down or anything. You have to remember, there was no CGI. This is the 30s. This isn't even the 50s, so how else will they do things with, like, wires and strings, right? But I do still respect their work. I don't think seeing the strings lessens the work. It makes it funnier in the fact. It's just like, look at them right now. The piano on top of them. So I have here that Mo was born in 1897. Okay. 1897, that's crazy. Okay, 1897 for Mo. Curly was 1903. That's 6 years there. And then Shemp, so we have 97 for Curly. And okay, and Shemp was 2 years older than Mo. 1895. So hopefully that helps. Yeah, I could write that down. 95, 1895, 1897, 1903. That, guys, I just put them up there for you so that you can see those are the years of the birth dates of the brothers in order, with the oldest, Shemp, and then we have Mo, and then we have Curly. Yeah. And it was sad because the first one who passed away was Curly, and it was a shock to everyone. He kind of had a difficult life and difficulty with ladies and drinking and things like that. And he lost a lot of his money, unfortunately, to that. But they were all very different. Larry lost a son fairly early in his life. Wasn't Larry their cousin? That's a good question. I don't think he was related to them. From what I know, from what Mo says in a few interviews, that they saw him performing with a fiddle because, Larry did play with a fiddle. He had an accident with his elbow and I believe with his arm. And so the doctor said the best thing is violin. So he started playing the violin. And they saw him performing and they were like, we would like you in your act. I think we would pay you $90 a week. And we'll give you $10 more if you lose the fiddle. And he did. And they did that. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, I don't believe he was related. Now, let me look at Larry. Fortunately, sorry guys, I don't have a book on the Stooges, like in the sense of a Lucy book that I have with all that info handy. So for now, we're just doing our best with what we got, maybe in the future. 1902. So, in fact, he was a year older than Curly. Kind of cool. He was on the young side. All right, so let me go there. Let's go back to the... Now, Disorder in the Court, you guys can see the full episode on my channel. And I'm going to show you this episode. It's a little bit of I won't say a teaser, but I'm giving you an opportunity to see this episode before I do my facts and bloopers episode, which should be coming next week sometime. So look out for that. And it will be on this episode. It's called Pain in the Pullman. It's one of my favorite train episodes. The Stooges share a train ride to stardom with heartthrob actor Paul Payne and their pet monkey. They have a cute pet monkey. And I lost my place. I'm horrible at this. There we go. And the pet monkey who's part of their act, but the monkey proves to be a pain to pain, and he takes great pains to stick his nose in the Stooges' monkey business. That's what the description says. A lot of pains. Oh, and I love the scenes where Curly is like cooking, quote unquote. He's just ridiculous. He's great. So Mr. Lightcat says, Mo said on a talk show one time that he was 35 before he knew that pie was made to eat. Yep, because they'd all throw them. Look, he's making Soul a heel or something, he said. Oh my gosh, they're cooking a shoe. Super hungry they must be. Look at that. I'm a victim of circumstance. That's awesome. I love how Mo pushes them around. I think that's hilarious. And they kind of just take it. It's like they're a team. And look at that. They're performing. So the idea in here is that, of course, they're performing artists and they're trying to make it big in Hollywood and everything. And, well, of course, they're struggling. They're eating shoe. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Chevy09. I believe that the talk show was Mike Douglas back in the 1970s, available on YouTube. Yep, that's the one I've seen. Fillet of Soul. There we go, Michael. You're awesome at this. I'm glad that you guys are liking the live stream. This is great. I love Lucy live streams. I'm sure some of you know. But I wanted to do some Stooge stuff as well. Why not? I mean, these guys are fantastic. They're great. They're hilarious. You could say that Lucille Ball got her start on the Stooges. Because she did a short with them, which I did cover. It was called Three Little Pigskins, as well as she was in Room Service with the Marx Brothers. So, I mean, these guys are pioneers. She looked up to them. Look at that. The monkey's got a little string on him. This is the guy that goes, Johnson! Oh, trying to hit the monkey. Leave the monkey alone. Look at that. They protect their little monkey friend. Oh, thanks for chiming in. I love when you guys chime in like that. So Mr. Lightcat says, Charlie Chaplin ate a shoe in the movie The Gold Rush. See what I mean? So that's one thing that I try to tell the people, that now it's like, oh yeah, that's the exact same thing. Like they stole that scene. It wasn't that animosity back then. Like they could, with no issues, do that in Charlie Chaplin. The Stooges see that, or maybe a director or writer, and use that. It wasn't really seen as cheating because remember, Chaplin probably got it from someone. Like he probably got it from a writer in vaudeville, or maybe they got it from a vaudeville act or somewhere on stage, and they thought it was funny, and you're paying tribute to that act. It's like a magic show. I mean, magic. I was in magic. I did magic professionally, and magic goes back years and years because it's always a stage thing. And so the idea was that some of the jokes and things, not all the time, but they could be recurring, and you pay tribute to those that you joke about, or you pay tribute to the tricks that you do that come from people before you, like Di Vernon. He was a great magician, and so he knew tricks that really old magicians who've long passed away knew, and then he would pay tribute to them, and it keeps going back. It's a great thing. Michael Reardon, and she was blonde. I'm assuming that's not Charlie Chaplin. It was the blonde. What's my line of work? Just curious. You're such a knowledgeable guy. Well, thank you. If you want to see what my line of work is, go to my second channel. Link is in the description. Just hit second channel, and you'll see me with... I don't want to spoil it. It's there. You'll see what I do. It's kind of different from this. But I'll say this. Before what I do now, I was a teacher. So I was a high school teacher. I used to like to suck up knowledge and spit it back out to my kids. I was the youngest teacher at the school. I was 21, and the kids were 17. Some were even 18. So, kind of a weird thing to be teaching, to be acting a certain way and being professional with kids that were a couple years under you. Like, it was interesting. Me and my friends Daniel and Amar pretend to be the Three Stooges, and my teacher gets so mad. Oh no, I'm guessing that that's probably not something you're supposed to do. Maybe something to do at recess, right? Oh, you're right, Michael. Yes, she was blonde. It's hard to tell with the black and white, right? But yeah. Well, she was originally build as a blonde, but then for when I Love Lucy and everything, she wanted to kind of stick out, and so definitely. Oh, thank you. I'm very well spoken. Well, I practice a lot. Actually, I'm rusty, to be honest with you, Will. When I was a teacher, I would enunciate a lot better. And with my line of work now, I've gotten sloppy because that's... people I work with are not in the education world. And so I kind of want to blend in, if that makes sense. So my speech has gotten a lot more sloppy. And so I can perfect it a little bit more. I slow down when I teach or when I talk about certain subjects. It's kind of annoying, but you kind of have to do it if you're looking to teach someone something. So I would slow down to about this pace. Oh yes, there we go. I love him. Bud Jameson. Isn't Bud Jameson great? He's one of my favorite co-stars or supporting actors. Wouldn't you guys say? Tell me what you think. In my opinion, Bud Jameson, Vernon Dent, and Emil Sitka are the three... I don't even want to say... yeah, the supporting Stooges. Or the honorary Stooges, as some people call them. So, yeah, that's what I think. I mean, these guys are in so many shorts. And they're... I mean, a Stooge is just someone who, you know, kind of plays a part. You know, plays a part, is slapped around, moved around. A Stooge, a helper, an assistant kind of thing. Someone can get moved around and made fun of and so forth. Like, you know, you can do what you want. A worker. And so, these are the three Stooges. Well, you have your honorary Stooges as well. Did your Stooges do any of their own stunts? So, Mr. Like Cats, if you haven't seen my videos, my Stooge videos, I would highly, highly encourage you to do that because I'm literally breaking down the shorts. I started out with Woman Haters, and now I'm at Disorder in the Court. I've done 15 of them, and I go through some stunts, and I tell you which ones they did do and not do, and so forth. And so, yes, the question is they did do some of their stunts, but they didn't do a lot of the huge dangerous ones. They had stand-ins sometimes for the really physical ones where they would have to roll or they could get hurt, but they did do a good amount of their stunts. If you go back to... I'm trying to figure out which one it is. I'm guessing Pop Goes the Easel? Is that it? I think it is. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Pop Goes the Easel. There's an episode, or there's a scene where Mo breaks one of his ribs, or a couple of his ribs. Oh, this is great. This is a great scene. The crab, and he's like, you know what that is, don't you? And he says, yeah, a turtle. He's like, it's not a turtle, eat it, you idiot. And Larry says, no, it's a spider. Says, I knew it was a turtle all along. And I don't want to give it... well, I guess I can give it away because these guys are turning in, so I want to give you good material here. So, a thing to note, Mo, in real life, was deathly afraid or grossed out, creeped out, whatever you want to call it, of shellfish. And think about it, they're really Jewish, and that was probably a thing as well. It was like, you know, you're not allowed to as a kid. And so, you know, you grow kind of a fear of it, a dislike of it. He had to chew on the pincer, and he just wouldn't do it. That was just the scene. And the issue was that he needed to chew on it, but he didn't want to. So they made one out of like sugar and something else. And when he's chewing on it, it's not a real pincher, but he's freaked out and he's just barely biting it. He said he barely could get through that scene. It was so tough for him. So yeah, it's interesting. Were these produced by Hal Roach Studio? Good question, Will. I don't think Hal Roach. I can tell you they were done by Columbia Pictures. That's the one who releases them. And a lot of them were filmed on Columbia Ranch. I do have this book, though. It's so good. This is one of my favorite books. I use this for a lot of my videos. Hollywood filming locations. These are the actual locations of these shorts, and it's broken down. There's so many images and photos, and it's fantastic. The problem is I want to somehow put these photos on the screen. You know, I can't just like record them. So I'm going to figure out a way to do that. And I try to put photos in the episodes as I do them and so forth. But yeah, a lot of this was shot in Los Angeles, most of it in the studio. And these are all outside locations that they're listed on here. It's a very good book. It's called The Three Stooges Hollywood Filming Locations by Jim Pauley, forward by Leonard Maltin. Yeah, it's great. Santa Monica Press, so you can get it on Amazon. Okay, let me go back to where I was. Michael says, "Oh my god, I love the episode where Curly lip syncs opera and the others throw grapes in everyone's mouth, where it goes like this and it goes, the guy chokes. Oh, that's awesome." Oh, yes. Zach Bros says, "If someone makes another Three Stooges movie, they should have Moe, Larry, Curly, and Shem together." Oh, good idea. Good idea. And they should go back and forth, right? Like, yeah, that'd be great. Oh, man, this is great. This is the Johnson guy. Goes, "Johnson!" And then every time he does that, boom, he hits his head on the top of the bunk. He does that 10 times. He calls out Johnson 10 times in the entire episode. I'm going to make a video reviewing this episode of facts and bloopers, and that'll be one of the things that, if you count them out, it's 10 times. Because it seems like he just says it all the time. He's just like, "Johnson, Johnson, Johnson." And in total, it's 10 times. So, kind of cool. This guy was in a lot of shorts as well. I would call him a junior honorary stooge. And yes, Jules White directed a lot of their shorts. They had a few directors. And some people are like, "Well, I love the Jules White type shorts," and then other people's, I don't know the other names. I haven't looked much into the crew, to be honest with you, even though I do look at those for my videos. But I have to do a little bit more research myself into just the crew and who did that. Oh, and they're very prominent to use African American actors, when in the 30s it was like a no-no, like, you know, and they gave him speaking parts as well. I think that was very, very cool. And since it was the 30s, there are some shorts, believe it or not, that are never shown in syndication because they're seen as racist or having, you know, racist tendencies, which I don't, in my opinion, I don't think was the intended. I don't think it was the intended purpose. I mean, they were made in the 30s. It was just the world back then. It doesn't excuse it. And it's understandable where people would get offended. But I'm the type of person, because I'm so racially mixed, I have so many races in me, that I love that knowledge too. And so there was one episode, Uncivil Warriors, where there's a scene where Moe says that's his baby and he uncovers it and he's a little black baby. That part is removed from the entire short when it's in syndication. You can never see that. I have the unedited versions, and it's there, and I like to show that in my videos because I think people should know the truth and then decide on their own what they want to believe, you know, whether it's great or not, or, you know, it's a great part of history or offensive and so forth. But I think people should be educated in what it was, you know, not censor it in that sense. So yeah, anyway, and there's Bud Jameson, of course, getting in his berth. Oh, jeez. Oh, this is great. I love when they cram themselves into a berth. Look at that. Larry goes first, and he pulls down the curtain, grabbing a hold of Moe. And look, they get it, his foot gets into the vest. Oh, my gosh. Larry is awesome. He is so overlooked, and I think he was great. He was great. He does giggle a lot. Like, there are scenes where he's kind of giggling or smiling. I'm with you, Michael. I like to see it uncut as well. A lot of comedy teams seem to do their gags on trains. Well, yeah, because trains were, remember, planes were the big new thing in the 30s, but trains were, I mean, they weren't the cars, but they were the quick way. I mean, I would say it was the quickest way to get around. A plane was just too expensive, especially in the 30s. And car, oh my gosh. Car wasn't that practical because, again, you got to afford it. And trains were very affordable. But they were quick, so they were the quickest and most affordable, I guess you can say, for long distances. They were the planes of today, I guess you can say. Oh my gosh. And there he goes. There he hits his head. So Will says, the Little Rascals also had some shorts that are never shown because they were so racist by today's standards or any standards. I'm with you on that. I haven't seen the original Rascals. I've seen the newest movie, and I liked it. I think it was pretty good, the 93 version. Well, it's not the newest. It's when I was a kid. Oh, and there's Larry. He's like, "You're in the wrong bunk, you idiot, numbskull." Like, push him on the other side. Yes, I'd rather see it uncut as well. I like to see the truth. There we go. Look at that large woman. Now, the Stooges were very short. They're very tiny. And when they would get people like this, they would get them really large so they would look shrimpy. Like on purpose. It was to make fun of them and make fun of them. Do you see how Larry had like tap shoes? He had the little front little pieces of metal on them. So does Mo have them too? See, Larry has them. There's a little front metal piece on the toe. Now this is great. Look at this. She tosses him up there like he's nothing. Now that was a great mannequin. That's pretty good. That was fairly accurate to Curly. Yep, Mo has them as well. Well, it's because they were dancers, I'm guessing, right? In the episode. So that's why I have them. He's like, hey, wake up and go to sleep. I love that line. Wake up and go to sleep. But they do overuse their jokes. Like, they use them in certain shorts. Because think about it. Not everyone will go and see the short. So maybe they see this one. But then you wouldn't go for like a month or two. 3 maybe. And then you'd go again. So you'd miss a lot of them. So they would reuse the jokes for that reason. But now you can see them. Oh my gosh. These guys. See those, for example? Those are stuntmen. Those were not the Stooges. They were not mannequins. Those are real people. They were shrouding or covering their faces. Larry's out cold for sure. And trains are good background for comedy skits. Yes, I'm with you on that, Will. The narrow, confined spaces made it funnier, like now. Like, they're having a whole scene just trying to get into the berth. It was like a good 5 minutes long. Like, 5 full minutes of trying to get into that thing. And it's hilarious. And now he's going to say, Johnson! Boom! In his head again. Oh, yes. Johnson! Yes. Birds, dining cars. Well, I Love Lucy knew that as well, right? She did the Great Train Robbery, which is a great episode. Very, very good train jokes and great train comedy, physical comedy. So, Mr. Like Cats, how do they do that? How do they do what? Let me know. Johnson, may I ask my age? I am in my late 20s, close to my 30s. No, my 30s. I'm gonna be an old shrunken man. Oh, they're great. I love when he screams at him as well. So Mo was 5'4", Curly 5'5", and Larry 5'4". I'll go with you on that, Michael. I don't want to confirm those because I don't know offhand, but I'll go with you. Now, Shemp was a little bit taller. Yeah, there you go, Michael. Yeah, 5'7". He was a little bit taller, but he wasn't huge. Again, I'm going to look it up later. But, yeah, they were small. They were small. So Michelle really loves the Shemp era. Well, I hope that you continue staying on because I will get to there, but I don't want to be that person who starts like in the middle and starts Shemp and going back. You know, I just want to do it in order to see the progression. So we'll get to Shemp. We will get to Shemp, but I do hope you enjoy the Curly ones as well. I think Curly has his own style. Shemp has his own style for sure. Throw Curly up in the berth. And the monkey is pulling the cord. See, that's very I Love Lucy-esque. The cord, pulling it, everyone falls. They kick him out of the train. I can't see. I got my eyes closed. Your favorite era is the Joe Besser era. Really? I don't know many people who say that that's their favorite era. That's really, really interesting. And look at that ending right there. Isn't that awesome? Thank you. I will provide you with that ending. Okay, I think we'll do one more, guys and gals. It's getting late, but I have no problem doing one more. I'm going to do Slippery Silks. And they are short. They're 15 minutes long, whereas Lucy's 25-ish minutes long. And so definitely a big difference there. 3 of them would be 60 minutes. 3 of these would be 45. It's, you know, it's a bit of a difference. All right. So these Slippery Silks, this is a good one. I haven't reviewed this one yet, but I will. Lucy always pulling the emergency cord, and Ethel wore her dinner. So did Fred and Ricky in the end. Remember that. Oh, no problem, Will. I appreciate it. Oh, look at that. They are the Carpenters. They did a lot of carpentry, and I love that they would regularly do very manual type. Oh my gosh, look at the wardrobe or the cabinet that he made. That is ridiculous. Trying. I mean, I guess it could work, right? It's so triangular and weird looking, but I guess very Larry-esque. Now this one's great. This one's great because they do a little bit of carpentry, and then the short changes a lot. Like there's a lot of stuff going on. Oh, Larry tripping on the wood and hiding behind the forts. Okay, let me back up here. Michelle says, have you seen the Three Stooges movie? I haven't seen it all the way through. I heard that people say it's not bad, and I've heard that from Stooge fans. And what I like about the Stooge community, let me tell you, they're not nitpicky. You know what I mean? Where others would be, like Star Wars audiences. Now, I like Star Wars, but I'm not like a huge fan. Star Wars fans are like so like, no, but in this moment, you know, it's like they rack your brain. Stooge fans, I think, are a little more relaxed. Like, I kind of like that. Like, they see the movie and they're like, of course there's not, of course there's not Mo, Larry, and Curly, the actual people, the actual actors. They're gonna get other guys, and they were fairly good. And the jokes were kind of Stooge-esque, and there were some new things in there that also paid tribute to the old. So, see, people are flexible, and I do like that. I wouldn't say not holding it to high standard, but definitely more flexible. So this is apparently a big little, big meaning like expensive Chinese box here, and they're supposed to replicate it. And the guy's like, are these guys reputable? Do they know what they're doing? This thing costs a fortune. Oh, I'm sorry, Jeanette, that your stream isn't working. I have pretty good connection here. It's telling me I have a green service, which is very excellent output. So I'm sorry you have bad connection. If you guys know, I always like to mention this every once in a while. Oh, and ouch, Mo. If you ever miss any of my videos, they're always on YouTube, especially my live streams. You can watch them again, anything that you missed. They'll be there a little bit after they finish. They take a little bit of time to stream, and they go up. So if you ever have a chance, you should watch one of the animated Three Stooges cartoons. I've heard they're not bad either. So I might have to do that. I've been actually watching the long trailer, the Lucy movie with Desi Arnaz as well. It's pretty good. I like it. I definitely like it. Oh, Mr. Like Cats, you notice the board in Curly's butt? It's like a piece of wood for sure. Now it's not on there anymore after they zoomed out. Roofing nails. And he's going to slap him on the butt. Oh, he got it. He saved it, guys. He saved the cabinet. The little cabinet. It's like a little thing that you open up. You put something in. It's supposed to be like an old Oriental dynasty. Oh, no, Curly. Of course, Curly had to hit the thing. And no, it's going toward the saw. And it got sliced in half. All right, Michael. See ya. Thanks for joining the live stream. It is pretty good. 23 Faye Garcia. I do like it, and I've never seen it before. I've been told it's good, and I'm enjoying it. I'm very flexible as well. I know it's not I Love Lucy. I know there's no Fred and Ethel, but I don't care. Like, I think they held on their own very well. I watched about half of it, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. And yeah, I'm just excited to see where it goes. I've heard Forever Darling isn't as great, but we'll see. Oh no, Curly has his shoes glued. Oh my gosh, and they just smashed the super expensive cabinet. Oh, and Vernon Dent notices he wants to kill them. Oh man, look at that. It says parking 1 hour, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Now, these are real streets. They are filming on streets in Los Angeles. I will let you know if you watch the episode where I review this episode. When I get to that, I will let you know what streets they are and what where they're at. Because this guy keeps track of all the outside appearances. The long trailer is Frank. I think it was a great love story. Oh, those are stand-ins right there. Those are stuntmen. And now I'm sure his shoes are nailed on there. Of course, glue probably wouldn't hold. And the funny thing is they were able to film in front of real locations like this. I mean, LA wasn't as crowded as it is now. Oh, Michelle, you wrote a report on this episode for English class. Wow, I didn't think people could do that, like write reports on TV shows. That's great of your teacher to allow that. You got an awesome teacher. Is this for like high school or college, or like how old, are they allowing you to do that? That's really cool. All English video reports I did were on the Three Stooges shorts. Oh my gosh, you're a mega fan. That's great. Your first name is Frank. There you go, Frank. Frank Garcia. There we go. Oh, for middle school. Wow, your school is awesome if they allow you to do that. That is great. Wow, if I was a 6th grade teacher, I'd be like, everyone, do a report on the Three Stooges. Although they're not the impeccable people for perfect English, let me tell you that. Oh, this is great. I love when they own like a jewelry store or an upholstery shop, or in this case like a fashion design boutique place. It's awesome and hilarious because they're so uncultured, but they try to be, and it's just funny. That woman's looking for silk stockings and he's showing them the different the different choices. Curly's great. Curly's great. He's a lot though. He's a lot of energy, and so I love my Shemp when he's a little toned back a little bit, but still funny in another way. He's kind of like Gramps funny, where Curly is like naive young funny. It's just so different for me. I love ice cream and chocolate chip cookies. I can't choose one. Don't make me choose one. Same thing, Curly and Shemp. Oh, this is great. So they're pretending like there's these big French fashion people or French fashion designers. They're trying to speak French and they have to pin the bag. And Mo's like, pin ce soir. It's like, what? He's like, pin it. Oh, pin it. So he pins it. And it's like, oh my God. He pins it on himself. It's ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Look at what they're doing to this poor woman who's paying good money to get herself to look beautiful. And the Stooges are just destroying her. Ugh. And Mo's like, oh my gosh, what did you do? I know, isn't that funny? Oh my gosh. You got an F on Woman Haters because it offended your teacher. I'm sorry to hear that. That's unfortunate. I'll just leave it at that. I'll just say I'm sorry. That's unfortunate. That was offensive. Anyway, look at the scissors pressing on the noses. Oh, this is great. Now, there's a joke here where he says hello, and then he hits him on the head with the phones. Now he tells him, oh, put your hand on your hip and go, woo. Wait. Put your right hand on your right hip. Look at this and go, head back. Woo. Oh my gosh, they're awesome. They're so great. Isn't the scissors on the nose routine? And I've tried that. Not to hurt myself. Don't try that at home. Don't do that. You can hurt yourself. Yeah, it doesn't work well. Like, it's very dangerous. There's a reason why this is a show. It's done on like film. They're dull scissors. They're probably rubber. Okay, these are actors. They know what they're doing. If you try it yourself, you probably slice your nose. You don't want to do that. And right in the butt. Right in the butt. See, that's one thing that I know people don't like about the Stooges. Like, it would be considered violent. I wouldn't consider it violent. I would consider it slapstick. And I think it's hilarious. However, some people who don't have common sense, even smaller kids, but that's what their parents are for, to watch over them, should know that, yeah, this could be a little bit dangerous to try these things with the scissors and the butt and all that stuff, poking yourself. You definitely don't want to do that. Try that. These guys use stuntmen sometimes. These guys use dull scissors, all that stuff, so that they wouldn't actually injure themselves, and they still got injured. The eye poke is very dangerous. It's very, very, very dangerous. because the way our eyes are shaped, the fingers can slide and go right into them. So it's not like that. Mr. Like Cats, I'm with you on that. That's why I like it. It's like watching a cartoon with the sounds, but it's live action. I like it a lot more. So it's kind of cool. And that is short for 1930. 1935. Let me get the 1936. Even if it's older, it's worse. 1936. Super short. Some of these are like nightgowns. It's like, whoa. Well, I guess it's a film. It's not TV, right? Till TV wasn't even invented. However, it was a little more risque to see, that's for sure. Oh, your teacher watches the shorts, and they should understand it. Maybe you should focus on I don't know. I don't know what the report's about, so I don't know how that would be, but yeah, that's what happens. At the end of the Three Stooges movie, they admitted that all the props are rubber and that the eye poke was done from the eyebrows. You're right, and yes, he would do eyebrows, and they still would get hurt because it's quick, and stuntmen do get hurt. It's physical. Oh my gosh, look at their creation. Look at that. Goodness gracious. Would you imagine? But think, ladies, isn't this awesome? Having your powder wand, I don't know what that's even called, in your dress. I guess you never lose it, right? Oh my gosh. So these are the Stooge creations. Oh my gosh, they're obsessed. Because remember, they were cabinet makers. So now that they're in fashion, they made all their outfits cabinets. I just realized that. That's hilarious. Look, they have little perfumes on their shoulders. A flower pot. These guys are ridiculous. Like, I've seen this so many times that it's still funny to me. Like, I'll forget and then I'll watch again and I'll be like, oh my goodness. Oh, and they're gonna basically make over this lady. There we go. And there's the fabric. And he's gonna say, what do I do with it? He's like, Princess Wa. What? Princess Wa. Pin it. Certainly. Oh my gosh. He pins it on him. Goodness gracious. Yes, it was an act. It was definitely an act. Oh. Oh, and there's Bernadette, the guy who they destroyed that cabinet. Oh, and that's a stand-in right there. That's not the original actress. Stunt woman. Oh my gosh, Curly. All the ladies were like, how offensive, how horrible, how indecent. Oh man, this is awesome and hilarious at the same time. Look at that. Really racking Curly's brain with that. Look at that. Boom, Bernadette hits Larry. Larry hits Mo. Mo hits the wall. Oh, and of course, he finds some dessert. Because I'm sure these upscale places have that. You know when you go to like car dealership or something like that? Oh my gosh. And they have like little cakes and pies. Well, this is a very upscale fashion place, so they have those little things for the customers. That's awesome and hilarious. Look at that. Ah! Oh my gosh. Poor customers. They're just getting destroyed with all the dessert. Oh my gosh. Hey, what's up, David? Nice to see you. We're almost finishing here, unfortunately, after this short. But remember, you can watch the whole thing on YouTube in just a little bit after we're done. Oh no. There we go. Now, this is the first official dessert fight. Oh man, that girl was always cute to me, that little maid. She's great. She's so short and her voice is so like high pitched. Look at this. This is awesome. Curly is awesome. He's always getting hit when he's not supposed to. He's hiding behind something. He's like, yeah, you didn't get me. Yeah. I love these. This is fantastic. See, this to me is a different type of funny. To me, Lucy's more entertaining as a whole just to watch because I'm not laughing like 100% of the time. This, I'm just laughing the entire time. So it's exhausting to watch, believe it or not. Like, it's just so different. He just pulls him up. Oh, this is my favorite thing when I saw this. When I saw this imagery of just that mannequin hand putting the fights, using it as a catapult. That's so genius. Like, that is hilarious with these old grandmas. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Like, my cheeks are hurting. This is, oh yeah. Larry's like, get the heck out of there. Did you see that? Curly used... Oh, now now Larry's launching these things. Oh, and they're... Come on, boys, don't fight each other. Fight everyone else. Oh man, this is fantastic. These ladies are like, boys, we'd like to speak to you. We want to say something to you. What is it? Da 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 da. All right, guys and gals. Well, that is it for today. Whether it's Stooges, whatever it is, it means a lot to me, and I do love the fact that you enjoy this, that it's great for you, and that it gives you a little bit of a smile, and we all learned something. I learned something today, and I hope you guys learned something, and if not, just enjoyed the time together. So thank you so much for appreciating. If you haven't given this video a thumbs up, please remember to do that. It does help out my channel, it really does. And subscribe if you haven't. I'll have more content in the future. We'll see you all next time, and don't forget, be hopeful.